My name is Germana Ravanelli. I am a certified clinical hypnotherapist, a mind-body healer, a personal trainer, a nutritional therapist. I was taught that health is harmonizing the body, the mind, and the spirit. Welcome to this video. Thank you so much for opening up this video. My name is Germana Ravanelli. I am a mind-body healer, a personal trainer, a clinical hypnotherapist with decades of experience in the healing arts. This video is all about the fire horse, and we're in the year now of the fire horse, February 2026, and it is a year of new beginnings as the Chinese zodiac, the lunar year, now moves into this year. It is considered the first of 9 years. And what's neat about whatever you create or manifest or put your intention in this year, you're actually planting very purposeful messages to the universe, to your subconscious, to the powers that be about what you're about moving forward. So we just went through a year called the Year of the Snake, which is where we shed things, we let go of things that no longer work for us. They might be relationships, they might be jobs, they might be clothes, they might be mindsets, they might be attitudes, they might be grief, loss. Many people will have processed a tremendous amount of grief in the last year. And this is the beginning of a brand new cycle of 9 years, and it happens to be the year of the fire horse, which is profound. In China, if they had a child that they knew was going to be a girl that was born in the year of the fire horse, they would usually terminate the pregnancy because that child would be difficult to marry off, and it would also be so spirited and so powerful that it would be unattractive to the opposite sex. It would not be someone who would submit. It would be someone who would be passionate and purposeful. And the reason I share that is because, I'm a fire horse. I was actually born in 1966. And when I understood that, I kind of had a little bit more empathy and compassion for myself because I am driven, I am focused. And this is a year that you can really pull on those qualities no matter what your sign is and have some fun with it. It's a time of forward movement. It's a time of power and passion and being bold and creative, but also recognizing that when you decide to do something, you must really sit in yourself and go, is this really what I want? Not at a mental level, but at a spiritual, energetic level. Does this feel good to me? And if you get the answer yes, then honor that. That is like your spirit speaking to you. That is a part of you that is very, very powerful. We all are powerful, but we're brainwashed to think we're little minions in this world, that we have no power here. We have tremendous power. It comes from a practice, a self-care practice. So I'm just kind of going to go over some of the things that I think are really helpful. If you have anything in your house that is broken, get rid of it. Throw it out, replace it, or prepare to get rid of it, because anything that's broken actually has a negative energetic imprint on you, and it will also stop you from seeing possibility. So as an example, yesterday a friend came and helped me purchase some items that I would have a hard time doing by myself, and it became clear that I needed a new stove, and I'm getting a new stove, and I'm getting a really nice stove. And there's 3 areas in your home that have the most power in your subconscious mind's capacity. The entrance of your home should always be clean and welcoming. So when you walk in, you get this cool hit. You're like, oh, it feels good here. Your bedroom is your other room that you spend, a high percentage of your life in, and that room needs to feel loving. So if you have clutter in your room, get rid of it. If you have a bed that's broken, get rid of it. If you have stuff underneath your bed, get rid of it. Have fresh bedding. Have flowers in there. You need a headboard. Never ever sleep on the ground. Dogs sleep on the ground, and it really is devaluing to your energy and your psyche. So you want to make that room like it's for a king or queen energetically, and it will make a difference in your personal power. Believe it or not, it makes no sense, but it's actually very, very powerful. They're Chinese principles, and I believe that they're very, very powerful. The other most important area of your house is your kitchen. Nothing broken, no cups, no plates that are broken, get rid of them. That is actually it's like a poisoned kind of message. I don't care about you. You don't really matter. This isn't that important. And then if you can, you replace them, throw them away. Those are just little feng shui tips. Years ago, I hired a woman who taught me some feng shui. They're called cures. And I put her suggestions into play, and it took me about 6 to 8 months, and my revenue doubled. So I thought, there's something going on here, because I'm sending a message to the universe. The universe is matching me. I'm here, I'm ready to be part of this, I'm ready to show up. The universe then matches me. So if you're having a negative experience, you want to ask yourself, what are you believing? What do you need to let go of? What kind of a boundary do you need to set? Recently, I had a few things that were really unpleasant, and I decided that the gift that I was getting around this situation that was awful, I'm not responsible for that person's problems. I'm not responsible for their unhealthy choices. It's not my responsibility to rescue or fix them. And I'll tell you, that gave me about 60% more life force. And that was me releasing a belief of caretaking will make my life better to I am taking responsibility for Germana and what makes Germana whole and a servant. I'm a servant soul. I'm here to actually be of service to help other people, but I can't do that if I don't take care of me. So it's really allowing love to come through me, and I can't do that if I'm in a contaminated mindset or a contaminated home or toxic relationships. So boundaries are critical. Never devalue yourself, never betray yourself, never let someone else disrespect you, because you're teaching them how to treat you. And that's not about them, that's you. Okay, now I'm just going to go over some of these things that I wrote down. This is being a fire horse year. It's about independence and ambition and passion. So if you have a big dream, maybe you want to have something happen in 5 or 6 years, now is the year to start the process if you have not, and have faith in that process. But make sure that it's true to you. Because there's a lot of forward movement, horses move forward. They're intense, they're purposeful, they're very powerful. If you're not careful, if you don't put in time for self-care, you run the risk of burning out. So you want to schedule in naps, rest, things that actually make you feel like you matter, that you're worth taking 30 minutes for, or if you need a weekend away, do it if you can afford it. So you want bold goals, whatever that is. I know what mine is, so I'm not sharing mine. I don't share my goals with other people. I just let them speak for themselves. Scheduled rest, naps. Speak up for yourself. If something doesn't feel good, say, I'm not comfortable with this, and don't think it needs to be a problem. I'm not comfortable with this. This is what I'm looking for. Can you meet me there? Really, really great. And the chance of that working is really high. I say if you don't ask, the answer is no. And then you get to be stuck, and you're not letting that person show up for you by saying, this is what I would really like. Can we do it this way? And most people want to please one another, but just asking. If you don't ask, you don't get. And then there's roles that we take. Like I love to, this sounds sort of corny, I love to teach people how to own their power. So that's called the wise elder role. And because I'm going to be 60 in a couple of months, I'm now considered the wise elder, which is actually quite funny. So I can take my lived experience and play that role and be gentle and generous in certain ways, and sometimes blunt enough to make people pissed off, because then they have to see where their denial or their negative programming is actually destroying their joy. And I'm like, life is hard enough. We need to take responsibility for our part, and you have a part, and this is your life. You'll never get this day back. You'll never get this week back. This is yours, and what you do with it is a mirror of your ability to receive and believe that you're allowed to be happy. And some of us, if we were raised in toxic environments, I was one of them. I thought if I was happy, someone would be mad at me. My mom used to always go, there's people starving, in Africa. And I was like, oh shit, I better not get too freaking happy because people are suffering over there. Well, me suffering doesn't change that. My responsibility is to take care of me so I can be of service to people that want it. That's healthy. But I was brainwashed. We're all brainwashed by our family. So courage plus clarity. What do you want? What are you going to do about it? And then gently plant those seeds. Daily have a practice. Have a way of celebrating it as if it's already here. That's a really powerful tool. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between fantasy and reality, and you can just allow yourself to have that really cool feeling that all my needs are met. or I'm financially balanced, or I'm lovable, or I'm wanted, or I'm worthy. And without needing the outside world to show up that way, if you show up that way in some kind of an energetic field, if you use a color or a symbol and you keep bringing it into yourself that's linked to those words, your subconscious believes you, and then you start to transform, which is a very powerful hidden tool that we all have. But unless we're taught how to use it, we don't use it because we think it's gibberish. So there's 3 things that are really critical. Meditation, and I have put out 2 videos this last month on how to reprogram your subconscious mind, and they're subtle, but they work very well. Physical activity, critical. Our body is actually our subconscious mind. It's a byproduct of all our thoughts, beliefs, decisions, deeds, lack of deeds, etc. So you find a way to put time aside for your body, whether that's a walk. Ideally, strength training is a really big deal. It is more effective than anything I've ever seen. And then with that is rest. We're constantly being stressed out by these digital pieces, and these digital pieces, the world that is in there is not sustainable. So then that person's always in a heightened state of suggestibility, which means they're being programmed by it. These things are poison. Unless you use it in a really deliberate, disciplined way, it can really hijack your life, your time, your opinion, your worldview, because you're reading other people's negative opinions and then you're chiming in to feel like you belong. And that world is not going to serve you. That world is going to suck your time away, and your time is really your life, granularly. But you start adding that up, it's not good. It's like smoking, not a good idea. You can't see the smoke, but you're losing something that you can never get back, time. So resting, I think, is one of the best things. As we get older, I find that my body, if I'm not careful, because I'm sometimes quite high functioning and I get going, and then how my body will tell me, oh, you forgot that I can't do this anymore, is I will get nerve pain in my feet and in my hands, and it will feel like I'm getting a tattoo in my hands and feet, and then iodine if I don't notice it. And then I have to rest for sometimes a few days and take a lot of vitamin B. I'll take vitamin B12 and vitamin B complex, and I'll really load in all of those supports to give my body the nourishment to calm the nerves. Most of us are in a fight, flight, fawn, or feign in this world unless we have a balanced practice. So that's meditation critical. A way to honor yourself as if you are really important, no matter what has happened to you, critical. And then, when something comes at you, ask for time. I need a few minutes or moments or hours or days to process and decide what I think is good for me. And that is a soft way of just protecting yourself from this barrage of stuff. I mean, sometimes I'll get 30 texts or 30 requests or scam phone calls in a day, and I just don't respond. The old me would have thought I needed to answer, and now I just go, no, if it's important, they'll leave a message. And if their hair is not on fire, it's not a crisis. So somebody else's problem isn't about me rescuing them. They have manifested that problem, and that therefore it's part of their spiritual development to find out how to adapt to and overcome that problem. I'm not their God. All I am is a human being with a purpose. So those boundaries are critical. So again, fire horse, forward movement, power, courage, intention, goal setting. Resting is critical. And obviously with the physical health, we need physical, real food. One of the things that I've been doing, which I never really thought I would do this, and I'll share it, but once a week I'll take 24 hours and I will just drink tea. I'll have my coffee and I'll have my, my drinks, whatever their teas are and things, for 24 hours to let my body have that message that I'm allowed to now consume the diseased cells that are in this body. It's like internal housekeeping. And I did it primarily because I wanted to manage a little bit of body mass that I was not able to kind of exercise off. You get older, your body, you just can't do it. It doesn't work. You can't beat yourself down and expect it to work out. And I found that to be quite helpful, just once a week, 24 hours. I heard that from another man, and if you ever look him up, he's an incredible teacher and healer, and he's also from Vancouver Island. His name is Paul Chek. And he's, I think, 64, 65, and this man is so fit and so healthy that his results speak for themselves. My results speak for myself. I'm not strong like Paul Chek, but that guy's got it going on. So I don't go with, what are your degrees? And I'm looking at you going, is it working for you? Or are you just some stuffed shirt selling stuff online? Because that's what's going on. And it's really easy to look good when you're young. When you start hitting 50 and 50 plus, then, you're going to see, has your program been working, or are you, just, scooting on your youthfulness? And there's nothing wrong with being beautiful. Trust me, I like that too. I like beautiful. But results speak for themselves. So you want to be around people that actually can demonstrate that they have some kind of mastery in this thing called life, and then they can direct and support you. This is the first year of a 9-year cycle. Whatever you do in this year sets the tone energetically to the universe, to your subconscious, to your superconscious, what you're all about. So please give yourself all the advantages that you would like. Become your own best friend. Allow someone to mentor you if you need that, and know that your needs matter and your path is important. Whatever you do, the happier you are, the better this planet becomes. And that's your contribution, because you've got something to offer, but you can't give from an empty cup. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you're not into it, that's cool too. Please enjoy it. Enjoy whatever you can take from my videos that give you some inspiration. Have a wonderful day.